SpaceRandos.
Back in action with a little more SpaceRandos after our last successful exploration mission. We managed to not run into any trouble, which is good. We've got no armor or guns on the ship. We'd have to outrun it, which may be possible. We got a pretty fast little ship here with the moon, the crescent moon. Let's just pull up the ship stats here. We discovered a motherload on Plato. Where was it? On Plato 8. It's crystals and exotic gemstones. What we have to do is try and change some things up with the ship. We're gonna try and sell a couple spaceship systems and refit the ship. Now, we don't have much money. We've managed to get 10,000 ship credits, and still 0 money, normal credits, so we can't buy any personal gear from this beauty catalog. It'd be nice to hire or buy a robot to help run the ship. Let's face it, a robot could do Howard Sternley's job better. He is not very competent, but that's fine. He's free. First things first. I've awarded everybody their character points. We got 5 character points accumulated from that adventure, from that little mission. Each person has 5 points to spend. Not going to distribute those just yet. It's going to depend on what shipboard systems we end up with. I'll have to put some skills into that so they can be operated. Let's start with looking at this ship and potentially swapping out something for a mining and refinery system. That would be super nice. Then we can try mining some of this stuff. Now, what are we going to get rid of is the question. Now, I've got this slick defensive ECM. It's gone. I'm selling it. Sell it out of the ship. Let's see what that's worth. We can sell it for half price. That's disgusting. What a loss that is. I can never find the defense. There it is. Defensive ECM. It's worth 1 million. So half. Okay, so we've got 510,000 ship credits. Now, to buy a mining system, get that installed, what are we looking at? 100,000. Okay, so we can do that. Let's do that. Put in mining. A mining system. That is cool. And it is... Oh, and it needs power. Cool. That's fine. We've got 4 power points. Supposedly we'd be landed on the surface. We wouldn't need power to anything else. Hopefully. Maybe a gun. Anyways, that will, if we had a gun, that'll cost 100,000. So that puts us down to $410,000. That work will take couple weeks, I do believe. Let me just check. I can find that out exactly here. Repair and maintenance. Well, it's going to take the same time as replacing a destroyed system, so installing a new system. So it takes 1 day per spaceship's Deca HP. 30 days. It's going to take me a month to get that refitted. Multiply this by 10 if it doesn't have to. And we may have to double that. Because we're removing a functioning system. Intact. We're not just ripping it out. We want to sell it. So, 60 days. Okay, that's fine. Downtime. Downtime is fun for randos. I actually don't mind this stuff. 60 days spent in dry dock. Swapping out ECM for mining system. Okay. Okay. We're on our home planet, so these guys have a home they can go to, or a hovel, or live with their parents or something to just get food. Yeah, that's not great, but at least this gives us the prospect of mining some of that, some of those precious gems from that planet before somebody else gets there. The idea being in this setting, this is such a reclusive, secluded, and independent planet, home planet that we're on. There's a few spaceships that can be sent out into the solar system to explore, because this home planet really has been isolated for hundreds of years in fear of exploration being too dangerous. So they don't really have the resources to just start sending freight liners and mining like crazy. They don't have industries or corporations capable of that really at the moment. So we found that we can kind of get there and take some of those gems, I think, and haul them back and sell them. It's going to be at risk. I'm definitely going to run into a problem. I can just see it this time. Chances are good, I guess. I haven't had a random encounter yet, and I explored 5. So 1 in 6 chance of having a dangerous encounter, so I'm due. But we'll see. We'll see. It will be worth it if we can fill the cargo holds with. Okay, so we'll just take a look at Spaceships 2. The cargo hold can take 10 tons of minerals or cargo. If we can mine, yeah, it's $10 million per ton. It'd be $100 million worth of precious metals we could mine and get back, possibly. That would give us, so $100 million. We could buy a new ship for that. That would be amazing. Now, we don't get any character points or any personal credit for that. It's only ship for ship systems and expenses, but you know, we'll take it. We'll maybe set ourselves up with a decent ship of our design, and then we'll go really exploring. We've still got a useless crew here, still very green. But that's fine. At least we'll have good equipment. We won't be able to blame it on the equipment this time. Oh boy, okay. We've got the $410,000. Should we swap out anything else? Since we're spending 60 days in dry dock, get something else swapped out at the same time, perhaps. I'm gonna have to think about that for a sec here. So I briefly considered swapping out an engine or two, because to land on Plato 8, it only has 0.5 G, so we don't need the 4 G thrust, or 2 G thrust that we're capable of. But that's, it's not worth it. Having this speed is all that will possibly keep us alive in the event of an encounter, because we have no weapons and no armor. Excuse me, we'll be relying on our speed. Star drives, let's swap 1 or 2 of them out. I do have 4 of them. But am I just getting greedy then, maybe? Okay, yep. Let's do it. Let's swap out 2 star drives. And make this count. Okay, we're gonna take out 2 star drives. What are they worth? 1 million each, 500,000. So I'll take $1 million. $1,410,000 now. And okay, so we'll drop 2 star drives, and we will replace them with what? What do we want? Do we want armor? Or weapons? Or more cargo? We could double. The cargo haul from 10 to 20 tons. Oh, that's tough. What's gonna happen? We're probably gonna run into trouble out there. Assuming we can get all that haul back, we can ditch this ship then, though. Okay, let's just go with cargo holds. Let's keep it simple. Cargo and cargo. So that gives us another 5 tons each. 5 tons each, and that doubles our cargo capacity from 10 to 20 tons total. That's great. Perfect. Let's go with that. Keep it simple. We'll just haul a bit more metal back. And cargo holds are quite cheap. Yeah, they don't cost anything. Makes sense. They're just basically space. So I just pocketed, the money for that, and that would have taken. Well, I guess they just basically ripped out the star drives and sold them, so it wouldn't take any longer. That could have been done in 30 days. We're waiting 60 days to do that. Okay, to do that ECM, defensive ECM swap. Very cool. Okay. And of course, before we take off, I had to spend some character points now. So I'll just recap. I spent 5 points. Each guy had 5 points to spend. Captain Brock, I gave him space navigation since he's the captain, and he's easily the smartest one here. Sunk points into space navigation. Pilot for him. Finally, he can pilot the ship without using default. And I gave him a point in Streetwise as well, and pistol. He knows how to use a pistol now, finally, in case we run into trouble outside the ship. Not that we should be doing much exploring. Howard Sternley here, however, he's our crayon eater of the crew. I put up his freight handling, 4 points to get him up to a measly 7. I put 2 points into gun so he can use a pistol. That's it for him. So he's our freight handler. He's getting slowly better at it. Ross Binden here. This is our comms sensor suite man. I left his sensors at 8, but I gave him electronic repair sensors so he can fix the darn things if that gets destroyed. He's got 11 for that, and I gave him, threw a point into pistol for him as well. Last but not least, we've got Hank Ridgway. This is our mechanic, our engineering wizard. I gave him mechanic skills for most of the systems on the ship, just spaceship general mechanics, so he can repair the hull damage. He can run and fix the mining system now. He can fix the reactionless drives, important, the jump drives, and the fusion power plant. If anything was to happen to the power plant, he can fix that. And I threw a point in pistol for him as well. So that's our improvements. Nothing too crazy, but it is nice to have that 5-point boost. These guys are starting to look like a crew. All right, let's blast off. Space Randos. Pew, pew, pew.